Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Good morning, racing fans. It's a beautiful day in virtual North Carolina. You will be forgiven if you think it's Memorial Day, since we're here for an exciting NASCAR racing for Charlotte Motor Speedway. But in fact, it's Memorial Day. It's not Memorial Day. And we aren't here for Coca-Cola 600. No, in fact, we're at the end of September and the race number 9 for the Bonfire Premier Cup. My name is Pim Lut. I'm just awake, so please take care of me. I'm pleased to be the announcer for today's Bonfire Racing League Cup, brought to you by KVOK Racing Network. And as always, I'm joined by my co-commentator, Peter Lee. Peter, welcome.
Thanks, Pim. It's really exciting to be here at the headquarters of NASCAR Racing. This is just really one of the most beautiful tracks in the iRacing simulator. I've never been there in person, but I suspect it's just as beautiful in person. You know, it's a track that has been designed specifically for NASCAR Cup cars, and of course these NASCAR Cup cars every year are tuned exactly for this track. You know, it's going to be pretty exciting and fast all day today.
Definitely, it's one of my first tracks that I did when I was on an oval. So I even have knowledge on this track, but it will be different with this car, because of course they have so much power in this car that they're gonna have to lift, they're gonna have to do a lot of tactics. I'm really curious what we're gonna see. I don't have the championship standings, but Peter, do you know who's on the lead on this moment?
Oh, it's so hot and tight. The season points leader right now is Joey Stiers, but he's only 3 points ahead of David Medina and Nathan Moore, and only 7 points ahead of Brandon Shelton. Brandon is not on the grid this morning, and so it's really David and Nathan. But then even within striking distance is Kevin Bullock. And then watch out, after missing 3 races due to work, last season's champ Chris Morrill returns to the grid this morning, and for sure we would expect him to shake things up at the top, and we'll want to keep a close eye on him. Looks like the cars are grading up. Joey Stiers is on the pole with Justin Gann, Nathan Moore in positions 2 and 3, and then that's followed by Justin White, Kevin Bullock, David Medina, Travis White, Jared Kelly, Nick Mills, and Doug Neal rounding out your top 10. And then following that, Nigel Payton, Gary Wright, Josh Thompson, David Brenner, Cody Dorsey, Robbie Cheeseman, Ryan Twynham, Chris Morrill, John Hopley, and Stephen Harden. And so that rounds out your field of 20 Bonfire Premier Cup drivers this morning.
Yeah, and I'm always happy when I see those lights coming up, then we know that we're going to start.
Oh, yeah. For people who aren't familiar with NASCAR Cup racing, of course, if you are, you're probably already familiar with Charlotte Motor Speedway, but if you're not, Charlotte Motor Speedway is a 1.5 mile oval. It's classified as a quad oval, so you have turns 1, 2, 3, and 4, like rounding turns 1 and then 2. And then on the other end, turns 3 and 4. The two ends of the oval are very steeply banked at 24 degrees. And so these cars are capable of rounding this oval flat out, although that comes at considerable cost to tires. And so we'll see most of these guys playing the long game. This is a 120 lap race, lifting on each end. And there's a little bit of danger if your car gets loose, especially coming out of turn 2. It's pretty easy to run out of track and scrape or worse that outside wall coming out of turn 2. And so the field's coming around turn 4, which also leads into the pit entrance and the start-finish line.
We had some difficulties, but we're off, Peter.
Yes. And you see pole sitter Justin Gann on the outside. I mean, Joey Starrs there on the inside line, and Justin Gann on the outside. And one of the things we wanted to look at here is just which of these lines, there are really 3 lines around this track, and we'll be looking to see which ones of those lines work out the best. Oh,
We already can see a crash.
yes.
Wow, this was really quick. Let's have a quick look what happened. We got a yellow flag. I see that Cody Dorsey is involved. Steve Harden is involved. Oh, we get a little dip. A lot of people were in the wall over there, or at least 2 of them. Oh, big hit over there, yeah.
Yeah, this is a classic, what we in racing call the concertina effect. And, it can just get, especially in the middle and the back of the field like that, it can get pretty treacherous with cars just trying to judge when they can really get a good jump on that start. Boy, that was really unfortunate. It looked like Cody Dorsey just lost it a little bit there and end up having to get into the back of what car was that? The 27 car, Steve Harden.
Yeah, that's not what we expected. I do have to be honest, I did expect some yellows in here. Seen the other tracks that we've driven, but first lap is a bit quick.
Yep. We did see Chris Smorrell come into the pits there, and it did not appear to me that he had got into any of this or got any damage. But of course, one thing about Chris is that he tends to not qualify, especially for these super speedway races. So he was sitting in the back anyway at the start of this race, and so nothing to lose and only to gain by taking a pit stop early.
Yeah, we have a couple of more people in the pit stop. Ryan Twinman is just coming out. We still have Cody Dorsey and Stephen Harden in there. It's going to take a longer time to actually get out of the pit, I think.
Yeah,
a little bit afraid
Brian
of that.
Twinham is another one that lately seems to enjoy starting these speedway races towards the back, wanting to stay a little bit out of trouble, and so he may be on a similar strategy as Chris Smorrell.
So the lights look off on the car. Does that mean the next lap we're going?
Yeah. Field forming up. Well, Pim, we always do play this game on how many incidents, how many full course cautions we're going to get. This time, let me be first and ask you the question instead of you asking me.
Smart. I actually think it's going to be over, when we see it the first one in the first lap, I'm going to say it's over 8.
Yeah. I think I'm with you on this. I think 8's a good number. Because one of the things about this track is, it really is so fast, and the draft, staying in the pack is incredibly important, and staying on the lead lap also ends up being super important, and so that's just going to get people, as we saw even on the race start, people really anxious to stay right up on someone else's bumper, and just increases the chances of something can go wrong.
All right, we have people in the chat who are saying that it's only 3 or 4 in total. So Brandon, I hope you're right.
Yeah.
And that we see a very clean race. I hope to see 2 lines. That we're really going to see that kind of tactic going around while the pace car is going in. And I think Joey Stiers is setting up for, and there they go.
Yeah, looks like Justin Gann got a good jump there on that race start, and so this will give us a first look at the highlights, see how that works. Nate Morrow right behind him. And Justin White there down below Nate. And that's followed by Travis White.
Yeah, so we do see people on the inside and do have a group on the outside.
Yep. And here we'll see a real test here because they're coming into turn 1 and the exit turn 2. That really is the biggest challenge at this track. And it's looking like that high line is working pretty good there for Justin Gann on the exit of T2.
It looks like Joey Styres is really losing momentum, and Justin Gann is just going over there. And he's done this before, where he was really leading this pack for long laps. We do see Nate Moore going in the inside as well. Beautiful orange car, but Joey Styres is on the back of that, and let's see if he what he does over here. If he also goes to the inside right now. Go a little bit behind there. We have Kevin Bullock, Travis White, Justin White. I see Nick Mills over there. Nick Mills, remember him in Daytona when he was so helpful to Justin Gann to push him over the line.
Yeah, absolutely. It is looking like Justin Gann, Joey Styres, and Nate Moore are starting to create a little bit of a gap. Maybe Kevin Bullock going along with them. And then there's a second group being led by Travis White and Justin White, followed by Nick Mills.
But it's still a very big pack.
Yes. So for those viewers that are new to Bonfire Premier Cup racing, these cars do have some restrictions. They're restricted to a 78% fuel load. And so, we have another yellow here.
We have a yellow.
It looks like Josh Thompson.
He came off the track. I don't think there was much going on. Let's have a quick look if we can see what exactly happened. Oh, that was already a little bit before. Oh, I seem to have trouble with getting the right input in here.
Oh, it looks like Josh may have just gotten into, what was that? Looks like the 77 car, possibly Doug Neal, and that caused him to spin.
Well, but it was a nice save because, or at least from the other good drivers, they all passed him, and nobody was hit. I do see a lot more people going into the pit right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I see only Justin Gann going into the pit. That was a tactic move. I saw Styres going, but he didn't go. And you can see now that there's going to be a difference of tactic up here.
Yeah, well, we do have Dave Medina. Doug Neal, maybe he did get a little bit of damage. He's in the pits. Jared Kelly. Chris Small's in the pits again. Robbie Cheeseman, Gary Wright, Josh Thompson, Cody Dorsey. So lots of takers this time. And we're 11 laps in. And I was just going to say, with the fuel restriction, these cars will have to pit. They'll be able to go about 40 to 45 laps on a fuel load, with the window officially opening around lap 35. And they also do get several full tire changes available to them, a limit of 3 changes. And so they'll also want to be very strategic about when they use up those tires.
Yeah, I see currently only people taking some fuel. I don't see any tires going on. We do see that the number 27, say that correct, Steve Harden actually has a yellow dog. Hey, I'm not going to miss that opportunity.
Did we explain that to the viewers who are new?
I don't think we have to. I think in CavOK Racing Network, every time we have an oval race, we have yellow dogs. We include our yellow flags with our lucky dogs.
Right.
I do have to say, beautiful car of that Steve Hardin. Looks like it's on fire. It's not a bonfire, but it's definitely on fire.
Yeah.
And he's coming back to the complete grid. Last people getting out of the pit just before the pace car. But we're still on one lap. That's also important.
That's right. Yep. And so it's really, there's still, despite the couple of incidents already, no one's out of this, and no one's a lap down. And so everyone's, I guess Cody Dorsey is going to catch up here. But it's still very early, still anyone's race. And we're already seeing, some of the issues that these guys can get into. This is just a track that invites door-to-door, bumper-to-bumper racing, and so, and it's at high speed. So these guys can stay clean, but any little bobble can kind of create an issue. And it might not, the track is wide enough, banking is steep enough that it might not completely wreck your car, but it will cause a full course caution, as we've seen already twice now. And so at the start here now we have Joey Stiers in P1, followed by Nate Moore, Travis White, Kevin Bullock. And so we'll have Joey on the restart on the high line and Nate down below him.
Yeah, Peter, I'm still looking at we have our timing problem again. I'm glad our viewers pointed it out. We have 1 hour and 47 minutes to go for this race.
Oh.
So it's a bit long. How many laps are we still going on?
So we're on lap 13, and so they'll be on lap 14 most likely when we restart this race, and it'll be a 120 lap race. So you can think 107 laps to go. And it's interesting. Fuel window really isn't open, even though it looked like most of these cars did top up on fuel. They'll still need, assuming the rest of the race goes green and they don't come in for tires, these cars will still need to pit probably twice in order to make it to the end on fuel.
Right, so pace car is in. And Nate Mower on the inside line over there. And that inside line was better, so I'm curious to see what Joey Stiers is going to do. He's again on that outside over there.
Yeah. I agree with you about that inside line, but that, really I think the most important turn there is that turn 2, and that exit from turn 2, that high line does seem really good, and we saw that, Joey was able to jump out on the exit of that turn.
Yeah, Joey is taking a little bit of a lead over there.
And so now we're seeing, again, this lead pack of Joey Stiers, Nate Moore, Travis White, Nick Mills.
Justin White. Don't forget Justin White.
Justin White, yeah. And then, we're seeing David Brenner, Kevin Bullock, Ryan Twenham, who's now all the way up to P8, and Justin Gann in a tight pack behind them.
Oh, and we do see that Kevin Bullock was slowing up a little bit. There's a great opportunity for Ryan Twinman to come side by side. And after that you see also Justin Gann. Justin Gann, who went in really early. He was up in that big pack. I'm curious what he's doing right over here. And we do see Ryan Twinman hitting Kevin Bullock. Oh, that goes wrong, but wow. Justin Gann off the track. David Medina is off the track. But no...
Wow.
Wow, that was no blue
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag.
It's amazing that they're able to keep going. I wonder if there's any damage.
Well, there's got to be some damage up here. But I do think we're not done yet. This group is fighting a little bit.
Yeah, Justin probably did get some damage there. He's gone into the pits, and so he'll probably be there for a bit of repair. That's really unfortunate for him. And so now we are seeing up front here Joey Stires, Nate Moore, Nick Mills, and Travis White pulling up a more significant gap over David Brenner, Justin White, and Kevin Bullock behind them. A gap of about 1.5 seconds now. It looks like maybe even stretching there, and then...
we do see the number 69 car spinning around.
That's Nigel Payton.
But Nigel Payton was able to save that car. It's amazing how these guys can save. This is not how I get my yellow dogs up here.
It does look like there's just, again, Josh Thompson just got into the left rear bumper there of Nigel Payton and caused him to spin around.
Yeah, so here's do we see that group with Ryan Twinman. On the inside I see Chris Small taking up quite a bit of position right now. He's in that 9th position and 9th place up, so awesome job on his driving.
Yeah. Well, and up in P5, David Brenner is leading the pack there, and he's up 9 spots and running in P5 right now. But Chris Smorrell is diving down and getting past Doug Neal, the 77 car. And so Chris is now up 10 spots running in P8.
And Doc is immediately right behind him. Because we know Chris hasn't forgotten how to drive these kind of cars. He will be in the top at the end.
Yeah, we're already starting to see some differences in pit strategies kind of emerge here because, this lead pack of Joey Stires, Nate Moore, Nick Mills, Travis White, also including David Brenner, Justin White, they still have not pitted. They didn't take advantage of any pit stops during any of the yellows. And so they're out there, closing in on 25 laps on their current fuel loads. And so Chris Smorrell is the lead driver right now, those drivers that pitted under the yellow. And so they've got about 10 laps less on their current fuel loads.
Yeah, and that's quite a bit, I think. Eventually the tactic will play out on that.
Yeah.
You do see Joey Stires, Nate Moore and Nick Mills now really... the 3 that we had in the tow are now... oh no, Nate wasn't there. But at least Nick Mills and Joey Stires were there.
Yes.
There's a hot fight going on here with David Brenner and Justin White. David Brenner on that outside. He's getting help from Bullock.
Yeah, and so as they're coming around, that's turn 4, and they cross the start-finish line. And really a crucial part of the track here is they come in to turn 1, and then exiting turn 2. This is really the part of the track that it felt to me in some reconnaissance laps is the place where you kind of make or break the entire lap. It's that run out of turn 2 that really where most of the danger is at this track, and where you can really gain an advantage if you hit it just right.
Yeah, we're here driving along with Joey Styres, having Nate Moore and Nick Mills right behind him. They're really making a big move, I see.
Yeah. Pim, I don't know if you noticed, Ryan Twinham is in the pits, and so I don't know if he's had an issue or what, but it doesn't look like he's being serviced at the moment, and not sure if something happened there.
It looks awful quiet in his space over there. I don't think they're actually doing something on the car, so let's have a quick look at his teammate, Joey Styres. He's running away from Nate Moore and Nick Mills on the moment. That was just an eye seal, because I immediately see that Nick Mills is right behind him. How's that group behind them?
Well, we still have this tight pack starting P5 with David Brenner and Justin White, Kevin Bullock. Yeah, they are. They might actually be working together. What do you think, Tim? It's they're being just very calm and serene, just running nose to tail in each other's draft. Oh, we've got another yellow here, and it looks like Nigel Payton has had some issue. And let's see what happened. Oh, it looked like the number 6 car of Gary Wright and Nigel got some contact, and Nigel unfortunately was the one then who spun. And so Nigel's in the pits, Cody Dorsey's in the pits. And so this is lap 30, and technically the fuel window is still not quite open, but I'm guessing we're going to see everyone coming into the pits here for fuel.
Well, everyone except Josh Thompson. Josh Thompson is not pitting, and that means that he will be our new leader.
Really interesting, because all of these guys have been out there for at least 20 laps, if not 30 laps on their fuel loads, and so it's interesting to wonder what the strategy might be for Josh. He may be counting on another caution the next.
Yeah, definitely. I did see that Dale took tires on both sides, so they're completely fresh. Peter, how many laps do we have to go?
We have 90 laps to go, so we're 1/4 of the way through this race. And so just to remind everyone, there's a restriction. You get 3 tire changes. And so it's, oftentimes you see these drivers trying to make sure to have at least 1 tire change for the last, 20, 30 laps of the race. And so it wouldn't be unreasonable to take some tires right now while you're still on the lead lap.
No, you will get some problems, especially in the end. So yeah, why not take the tires?
Yeah.
Or take the tires then.
Absolutely.
But it's great to see that Josh Thompson is in the lead. I don't think we've seen him that many times up here. So great opportunity to have a quick look at his car. Always love to see those different paints that they have created.
Oh, it's one of the great things about this league is that people really have done a great job, both as teams and as privateers running in this league. The paints, they're just fantastic, and you're right. Josh Thompson is someone that we haven't seen at the lead of a Bonfire Premier Cup race, and so that's great to see. And he'll have Joey Stiers and Nate Moore, Travis White, Justin White, Nick Mills, David Brenner, Kevin Bullock. A lot of really fast guys breathing down his neck on this restart.
Yeah, and what do you think on the number 10 position, David Medina? David Medina, who is always in the front.
Absolutely, yep. And and then there's a bunch of other fast guys there. Doug Neal, Robbie Cheeseman, Chris Morrill running in P15. So it's still really anyone's race, and we've got everyone the top 15 drivers still on the same lap, and we've got everyone now with fresh tires,
except Josh Thompson.
Josh Thompson, yeah.
It will be interesting to see how this next lap will go. We have then the restart. You see a lot of times that people are getting anxious then, and that we get another crash, and that would be really good for Josh Thompson.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Josh, fuel-wise, is probably good for let's say around 15 laps, and so he'll be praying for another full course caution within the next 15 laps or so. Looks like the field's forming up, and probably going to be the pace car coming into the pits this time around.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how Josh Thompson is going to take that restart. It's his first time.
Yep.
And we have Joey Stiers and Nate Moore on that inside, and they're going to work together. They want to go immediately up to the front again.
But Pam, how do you like being in this situation?
Well, there's a lot of laps going on, so it's not. It doesn't matter that much. So you just want to have a good start, and he does have a good start. Look at that. But we do see that the inside line immediately. Joey Stiers is taking the inside.
Yep. But Josh is diving down below, and he's going to try to take it back coming into turn 3.
And he does. You see Justin White right behind Joey Stiers, pushing him along, and Nate Moore is going to drive that line as well. At least he was trying.
Yeah.
Is Josh Thompson a little bit... we see Nate Moore.
Ooh. Yeah, Nate Moore looked like he just gave Travis White a little love tap there, but that's causing him to lose some momentum, but no spins, no accidents there.
And there goes the whole field. And Joey Stiers takes a little bit of a lap in front of everybody. He's nearly a second ahead. Nick Mills, coming all the way from the 5th position, is now on the 2nd position. And is like, all right, let's go back. Where's Nate Moore? We need to be back in line.
Yeah. Well, and so looks like now Josh Thompson is fading a little bit back. We've seen now Travis White, Nate Moore get around, David Brenner as well, Kevin Bullock.
But Peter, what's going on with Joey Stiers? Joey Stiers is suddenly taking a lead of like 1.6 seconds. Is he pushing that hard? Oh, big crash, big crash. Oh, right on the back, right. Chris Morrill was involved. Oh, that's gotta hurt. We have Chris Morrill, Gary Wright, Josh Thompson, Wow, they were. That was a major crash. Let's see if we can see something of that crash. Oh, that was just coming out of that second corner.
Boy, it looked like Doug Neal and Josh Thompson got into each other a little bit, and then basically Doug Neal looked like turned Josh Thompson a bit right into Chris Smorrell.
Yeah, I think it was Josh Thompson who hit the wall, and then basically comes to the inside.
Yeah.
And that is because also maybe the tires were a little bit off.
Yeah, possibly. Yep. And so we do have Josh Thompson, Cody Dorsey, Chris Smorrell, Gary Wright, all in the pits for some repairs.
How many laps do we have left, Peter?
We have 83 laps.
83.
82 laps left. So we're 1/3 of the way through here. We've got more takers for the pit lane. Doug Neal, Jared Kelly, John Hopley.
Yeah, of course you're going now to the pits. You want to make sure that you get everything ready.
Yep.
We're now on the fourth caution, so we're probably going to need another 4 more to get my things right. Let's hope that's not the case.
Yep, and we're seeing a lot of these incidents where a car on the high side is getting their front left bumper into the right rear bumper of a car on the low side, and it's one of those situations that's really the most challenging in iRacing. I don't know about you, Ben, but for me, when I'm using something like Crew Chief as a spotter, sometimes Crew Chief is a little kind of imprecise in that situation. Kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, Peter, I'm one of the lucky people who actually had such a bad PC that I couldn't drive with Crew Chief. So I had to teach myself to just constantly look at my mirrors and know where people are. So I'm not 100% dependent on Crew Chief. I can try to do it myself, but what I see up here is it's a lot of times a small sliding accidents. What we see in roads is that there's really door bumping or big crashes going on. A lot of times in these oval races with BRL, we do see like a slight slide or something like that where it goes wrong. There's a lot of clean driving here in the Premier Cup.
Oh, it is so clean, and these drivers are so respectful here. But that little kind of corner-to-corner tap, it just, at these speeds, even with this banking, it just causes these cars to go sideways. And then, just given how close everyone is to each other, it can be disaster for someone.
Yeah, I would not be. I don't want to drive this kind of race.
Yeah.
So difficult.
Well, we do have everyone except Ryan Twinem back out on the track. I guess Justin Gans also looks like also may not be in the field at the moment, and so so we have the top 13 drivers still on the lead lap, led by Joey Stiers, Nick Mills, Justin White, and Nate Moore. And then Gary Wright, Josh Thompson, a couple of laps down, and then Chris Smorrell, a third lap down behind them.
But Peter, what are we waiting for on the moment? Why is the pace car not going in?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm not sure. I kind of expected it to happen that time around. But the field is formed up pretty good right now. So for sure it'll have to be next time around.
Yeah, lights are now off. So Chris Smorrell has stepped out of his car. We do see him on the midfield. And he doesn't look very happy. Can't be the thing that he was thinking about when he was working hard, trying to get back here, and this is what happens. He's on the 16th position. He won't score many points.
You know, and he's in a tough spot, 3 laps down.
He stepped out of the car. He stepped out of the car.
I see. Yeah.
I see him walking around there. I'm not sure, but his helmet is flying around over there. So he doesn't look very happy. But we're going on here with the race. Pace car's out, so we should see that they're now... Where are they?
Yeah, they're coming around. Pace car is diving into the pit lane, so we'll get a race restart here. Joey Steyrs, Nick Mills in the front row.
And they're off.
And looks like both Joey and Nick got great starts, as well as Nate Moore and Justin White behind them.
It's funny to see they also have great helpers. We see Justin Wright and Nate Moore helping a lot there.
Yeah.
Pushing those cars in front of you ahead.
And just like the last restart, we're seeing Joey jump out to a bit of a lead there. Although he is followed pretty closely by Nick Mills. Nate Moore is slotted into P3. Then we have David Brenner and Justin White side by side, followed by Travis White as a group of 3 behind them.
Oh, and number 19 was making it very close over there. Could hold it just right. I'm always confused. I really think that the number 19 car, Justin White.
Travis White, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
The 2 Whites.
Yeah, the 2 Whites, the 2 Justins. How many Chris's do we got? Look at this, side by side.
Yeah, this is really great side-by-side racing. But you know, it's just also seems to be giving the lead pack of Joey Steyrs, Nick Mills, and Nate Moore a little bit of a chance to gap him.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. This is just great racing over here. This mid-pack going side by side continuously. I like this part where you're really having that strategy. Which line do you take? Which person do you support in the front?
Yeah. Well, and the number 9 car, Dave Medina, he's there side by side, you know, with Robbie Cheeseman, and you know, it's that group of 6, and then you know, Jared Kelly, Doug Neal behind them. That is really a close-in pack.
Yeah, it's really Joey Steyrs, Nick Mills, and Nate Moore against the rest. The rest of the pack is all up here, and they have a really interesting fight.
But just to recap, so we have the top 3 of Joey Steyrs, Nick Mills, Nate Moore. They're sort of now gapping about 2 seconds ahead of this second pack, being led, for the moment at least, by David Brenner, but also including both Justin and Travis White, Kevin Bullock, Robbie Cheeseman, Jared Kelly, Dave Medina, and Doug Neal.
Yeah, and while you were talking, I did see a couple of... Kevin Bullock was hard there on the inside. He's fighting to come up a little bit more. I do think that this is going to mean something. I think this group is really going to try to come closer. And they need to. They need to stop fighting with each other, get the fastest guy up front, and just drive closer to Nate Moore. Because they're running away.
I totally agree with you, Pim. I think it's going to be super important for these guys to work with each other. You know, we see this, Joey Steyrs in particular, but, you know, now joined by Nick Mills and Nate Moore, they like to put pressure on the rest of the field. You know, in a way, they sort of race like they're betting on things going green, and I think they like to pressure the field into making decisions about pitting under green. And so this second pack is is going to want to make sure to stay within striking distance.
Yeah, and they put David Brenner now up there, and he's gonna try to pull the whole group back to Nate Moore. And currently, that does look a little bit better than last time.
It does. And then behind that pack is John Hopley and Steve Harden, and a similar thing for them. You know, they're going to want to work together to catch up to this pack. And right now they're running about a second and a half behind.
Yeah, it is really in that mid-pack where all the action happens. We do see that Justin White has sneaked up front and is now right behind David Brenner. I expect much from him and Kevin Bullock. They need to push this group up to Nate.
Yep. Yeah, this mid pack is running single file now. It looks like they got your message, Pim, and I think they're drafting with each other right now.
Yeah, but
So
I don't
we'll
see
wanna
them getting any closer to the leaders. That's a little bit of a factor in here.
Yeah. Well, they are running. I'm just watching the lap times of David Brenner versus Joey Stiers, and David is lapping about a tenth of a second faster than Joey Stiers right now, and so maybe there is some good work being done here to kind of start to close the gap. Although it's just little by little, just a tenth of a second per lap. That's about all.
Yeah, and with Joey Stiers now in the lead, you can't say like, well, he's not in the championship, because he's full in the championship. Has scored so many points in the last races, and he is now the leader. So you need to do something, and Nate Moore, you can't just be in the back over there.
Right.
And I do see that group is now coming back, or Nate Moore is losing a little bit of ground.
Yeah, Nick Mills too has fallen back a little bit, and so it's really Joey Stiers pretty much clear by about a second, and then followed by Nick Mills and Nate Moore behind.
Yeah, Joey Stiers is running this show now by himself. And he knows how to do that. He's done this before. But it's a big gap, I have to say.
Yep.
I do see that Nick Mills is pushing a little bit more. Hopefully he can bring Nate Moore around. We can have some interesting fight going on.
I've been keeping an eye on this David Brenner, Justin White battle. They've been now for a couple laps. They've been door to door, and you know, it's just looking at that and the lap times that's caused them to lose a couple tenths of a second in lap time, and so they're the ground that they had been gaining on that lead pack of three, they've lost it now.
Yeah, we even see that Justin White is now saying, okay, it's enough. I will take the lead. I will show you the guys the way. And you know, we know he can do this. He's done this before. I'm going to ask a stupid question, but is he teammate of Nate Moore? Because their car looks very similar.
It does, yeah. But I don't believe they are. But hopefully we can ask that in the post-race interviews. But, you know, Justin White, David Brenner, they are not drafting with each other. They are racing with each other.
Yeah, it's funny to see. You have all these little groups now all working together, fighting together. Next lap we're going to work together again. Justin White is really hard fighting with David Brenner. Yeah. He can't really get to the inside. He can get there close, but he can't in that on that exit. You do see, and with the help of Kevin Bullock, you do see that Justin is out of there. And now Kevin Bullock is going on the outside line. So that outside line seems to work better up here.
Yeah. And so now looks like David Brenner has gotten clear there of Justin White and Kevin Bullock right behind David Brenner there. And so now we've gotten 3 groups. We have the lead pack. It's not really a pack. They're kind of strung out and have Joey Stiers, Nick Mills, Nate Moore. And then this second pack of David Brenner, Kevin Bullock, Justin White.
Peter. Most sorry, important question from our viewers. On which lap are we?
So we are on lap 60.
Lap 60, all right.
Yeah, so the next time around will be the halfway mark of this race.
All right, good question.
Yeah.
We should try to fix that. I'm not sure where the problem is, but we will find a solution for that. And while we're talking about that, I do see that Joey Stiers has slowed down a little bit, or at least Nick Mills is coming a lot closer, because that goes now really quick. And we see Nate Moore there in the back as well. He's losing the touch of Nick Mills. Is it going to be the run of Joey Stiers and Nick Mills here on the front?
Well, you know, these cars now, they have completed 30 laps on this fuel run. There's 30 laps on this fuel run, 30 laps on this set of tires. For sure, we're seeing the lap times drop. They're about a second a lap slower than they were. You know, they're still okay on fuel for another 10 to 15 laps or so. But this is definitely the longest stint of green flag racing we've had in this race so far this morning.
Yeah, I think on the moment Brennan is actually winning the bet on yellow flags.
Yeah.
But of course, we are not the experts over here. We're just commentating on what we see, and we see an amazing race. It's clean. I'd say Joey Stiers. I really admire his speed. He's not doing that on one track or 2 tracks. He's doing that on every track. He's really pushing everybody right now.
Right. Well, and you know, we've seen Nick Mills also, just the sheer speed that he has, and then you know Nate Moore and Kevin Bullock. You know, they've been just so consistent and steady. They just have the knack of staying out of trouble, and you see that reflected in how high up they are in the season standings. So no surprise to see these guys running up near the top here.
No, it's funny that you mention that, because it is always like, okay, always the same kind of people are getting up to the front. We do see Joey Stiers always there, Nick Mills, Kevin Bullock, Justin White, David Brenner. Oh, and we see that going wrong.
Oh.
Whoa, that was Bullock going into the wall, but he could save it again. This is what happens. Those guys are so safe.
Yeah,
but Kevin is losing spots over here.
Yeah, I'm amazed Kevin Bullock managed to save that car. Looks like he's all right. I don't think he even got any damage, did he?
Well, he did get some damage on the back, but I don't think that was from this accident. Oh no, that's not him actually, no. It's always difficult to see with his car because it's already pretty much dent up.
It did cause him to, he's fallen back to P9, but saved the car, and looks like he's going to be all right. And so that just leaves David Brenner up in that I guess second or third pack, depending how you want to look at it, with David Medina.
Yeah, it's now basically we have little couples over here. We could start a marriage counseling here. We see Joey Stiers and Nick Mills. We see Nate Moore and Justin White and David Brenner together with David Medina.
Right, and then you know Doug Neal and Travis White. There, it looks like they're thinking about dating.
Yeah, when we do see that Kevin has put it up for a divorce because he's going into the pits, and his damage was a little bit bigger than we expected.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate, and that has pretty significant season championship implications there, because you know Kevin is up there in striking distance. He is taking some tires, and he'll probably be in the pits for a little bit of extra time for some repairs.
Yeah, we also see that David Medina is coming up slowly. Is now currently on the 5th position, fighting with David Brenner up here. But it's a long way up to the rest of the pack.
Yep.
Nate Moore is driving in front of them.
Well, so now we are, besides tires, we are going to start, for sure these guys are going to start thinking in their heads about the need to pit for fuel under green. This next time around the start-finish line, there'll be 51 laps remaining, and so that'll mean 39 laps since they last refueled. So, within the 5 laps or thereabouts, they're going to be running on fumes.
Well, and have a look at Justin. Have a look at Justin White, because he's making big moves. He's making big speed. He is past Nate Moore on the moment, and I think he's the one that's going to close the gap with Nick Mills and Joey Styres. He needs to, and he can do this.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Pim. You're seeing it on track. I'm looking at the timing charts, and he's running a good quarter second a lap faster than Joey Styres and Nick Mills right now.
We see Robbie Cheeseman, Steve Harden, and John Hopley ride over here.
Just a quick note, Kevin Bullock did come out of the pits. He's a lap down, or 2 laps down, but it looks like he's back on the track and racing again.
Well, that's at least good to see. And of course, when there's a yellow flag, he can have a yellow dog and can be completely up to the front. So it's not done yet.
Yeah, indeed. He to that point he is in the lucky dog position. So that's,
lucky dog. Who's the lucky dog? Come on, let's be consistent on this one. And we do see that Nick Mills is now coming all the way back to Joey Styres. So there's everything to play for. And how many laps do we have to go, Peter?
Yeah. So this time around will be 48 laps to go. But even more immediate is their 42 laps in their fuel stint. So, they're running low on fuel right now, all of these cars.
And how is Justin White doing? Is he getting any closer? It looks like he's still running really fast.
Yeah.
I hope he's not burning up his tires, but he is getting closer, and is Nate Moore getting closer? I don't think so.
And so we'll want to keep a close eye, especially on all of these cars, the top 12 that are all still on the lead lap, about who blinks first in terms of pitting under green.
Well, I can tell you Joey Styres is not going to blink first. He's going to wait till everybody else is going to go pitting.
We do have our first taker, Travis White, is now in the pits.
Oh, that's interesting to see, because if he goes into the pit, that could actually mean that there's more people going to come in.
Absolutely.
Let's have a close look.
Has really closed up the gap, is right on Joey Styres' bumper now.
Yeah, but what I think about Justin White, he's making a lot of speed over there.
Yeah. Well, in these top 6, Joey Styres, Nick Mills, Justin White, Nate Moore, David Medina, Doug Brenner, they are at the end of their fuel runs. Doug Neal and Jared Kelly behind.
Oh, and we see the first one coming in, Nate Moore. Nate Moore is getting into the pits. I thought he was going slower, but he's going under the pit on that green.
Yeah. What I was about to say is, Doug Neal and Jared Kelly are on a different pit sequence, and so they would have the opportunity to go another 8 laps, maybe even 10 laps or so longer than this lead pack.
So now we're going to see what the rest is going to do. Is Nick Mills.
Looks like Joey Styres is also going into the pits.
All right. So now we're going to see the tactics coming along.
Doug Neal. And interesting with Doug Neal, because Doug Neal really probably had more fuel to burn, but I think he's decided to stay in sequence with the race leader.
Yeah, so that means suddenly that Nick Mills is in the front, 2.2 seconds ahead.
Praying for a yellow.
But no. He's going straight into the pits right now. He has got the signal as well. And you can see how close he comes to driving over there.
Yep.
But he's getting into the pit.
Yep. And yeah, Justin White's there. I'm sure they were all running on fumes here. So that leaves David Medina now in the lead, followed by David Brenner. But boy, they've been 48 laps on the fuel runs, and looks like they're both coming into the pits now.
Yeah, you do see that Nate Moore has passed Joey Styres up here, but that is probably because of the tire change. Joey has one lap cleaner tires. So we see David Medina going in, David Brenner going in. I do want to call out then, we have a new leader. We have Jared Kelly, who is running in the lead. We haven't seen him much in the front, but it's great to see these kind of drivers. And what about John Hopley? He's driving number 2 over here. We have Steve Harden, number 3.
And then Robbie Cheeseman in P4. And Pim, Jared Kelly and John Hopley, they're out of sequence on the pitting with the others, and so they still have another 6-8 laps of fuel to go in their tanks. So a full course caution could really do a lot for them. We see Robbie Cheeseman's now in the pits. Incidentally, with these pit refuelings, there's enough fuel in the tanks now to get to the end for all these drivers that have pitted.
Yeah, and this is an interesting group that we see right over here. We see Kevin Bullock, Joey Styres, Nate Moore, and Nick Mills all up here. Right in the back over there, we see Travis Wright trying to hold on.
Steve Harden has just got into the pits. He managed to stretch out his fuel run to 50 laps. That's pretty impressive. There's 39 laps to go in this race. 39.
Yeah, I think the winner of this pack is going to be here in this group with Joey Styres. I'm glad that to see that Nate Morris is also in there, but he should push a little bit more. I have the feeling that he loses in touch with Joey Styres. And right in between him is Nick Mills, of course, the glue between those two guys.
Yeah. Boy, Jared Kelly and John Hopley running P1 and P2, they're just hoping for a yellow within the next 5 laps or so. But of those cars that have pitted, Joey Styres is in the lead. He's currently running in P3, followed by Nick Mills and Nate Mora.
Yeah, we do see some people now falling off over there.
Yeah, so we have Jared Kelly, John Hopley, who are now 45 laps on their fuel run. Then about half a lap behind is this pack of Joey Styres, Nick Mills, Nate Moore, Travis White, Justin White, Kevin Bullock.
Peter, how many laps do we need to go?
37 laps this time
37
around.
laps, so now we're getting a little bit closer. We do see that Joey Styres has trying to make a little bit of an own group, and Nick Mills has joined him so far. Hope Nate is going to join him as well. He's a little bit further away.
Justin White and Travis White right behind them.
So let's talk through that pit of Jared Kelly and John Hopley. What do you think they will do? We look at them. They have 38 laps on these tires. Joey Styres is going to be so much quicker.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have to pit here within the next 2 or 3 laps. They're just going to be out of fuel.
Oh, and we
looks
do
like-
see that Jared Kelly is coming into the pit.
Yep. And I can't imagine that John Hopley has more than 2 laps of fuel left in that tank. We'll want to keep a close eye on him this time around. If he doesn't pit this time, you know, it has to be within another lap that he will have to come in for that fuel.
Well, he's not doing it on this lap, so we will have to see him another time. But we do see that Joey Styres is reeling him in. Their 7 seconds was ahead.
Yeah.
But him together with Nick Mills, they're really making big moves over here.
Well, John might be trying to save fuel, just hoping for that yellow, but he is lapping 2 seconds a lap slower than this pack of Joey Styres, Nick Mills, Justin White, and Nate Moore. That could be for fuel-saving reasons.
Yeah, that's got to be fuel-saving reasons. I think he's just hoping. I think one hand on the wheel, one hand he's hoping, praying that he can get there.
So
But John
this
Hopley
time
is the
around-
#1 for us. I think that's a good change of names.
Yeah, absolutely. This time around, John Hopley would be completing his 50th lap on this tank of gas.
Yeah, right behind there, a little bit back is Doc Neal and David Medina. David Medina is fighting hard over there.
Yeah, John is. I'm just sitting in his cockpit in the sim, and he's doing a big lift on these turns. I think he's just really trying to save fuel, just stretch it out as much as he can. And it looks like that's as far as he can go. He's now in the pit lane.
Well, we congratulate him what he achieved. It's a great drive.
Yeah,
And he made it quite exciting.
He did. Yep. And it could have worked out. It just been another yellow. So this time around, this leaves, of course, Joey Styres, Nick Mills in the lead. And this time around, they'll be completing the 90th lap of this 120 lap race. So just 30 laps to go after crossing the start-finish line here.
So it is going to be Joey Styres or Nick Mills. Looks like those two guys are really running away again from behind there, Justin White.
Yep. And then there's Nate Moore behind them. Nate Moore is coming up, I guess, to lap Jared Kelly. But Nate Moore is running in P4, and then we have David Medina, Doug Neal, and Travis White in a little bit of a group behind them. They're running in positions 5, 6, and 7.
So Peter, what is your advice for FOCM? Their big leader Chris Small is out. David Medina is currently running on 5th place. He is a big championship leader. But what do you have to do against Joey Styres?
Yeah, this is, I think Nate's still in a strong position here for the season championship. So he definitely does not want to make any mistakes here. But, I think with 28 laps to go, it's time to think about trying to make some moves here.
Well, make some moves. I think David Medina is going to make the move on Nate Moore.
Yeah. Boy, Nick Mills has really closed up the gap on Joey Styres and is really putting pressure. It's kind of interesting. There's still going to be 27 laps to go, 26 laps to go at the end of this lap.
Yeah, and look at Justin White. Justin White is coming really close up there. He's run away from David Medina and Nate Moore. Yep. And he is getting into that part. Would he now in the last bit of the race comeback and actually starts fighting for positions? Looks like it.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that's running behind Nick Mills is Jared Kelly, who's 1 lap down.
And we do see the move. We do see the move here. Joey Styres and Nick Mills. Oh, and there is contact. There's another car involved in that as well. But a really great line from Nick Mills. Takes that position.
Yeah.
Has waited so long and now he goes for it. Awesome. And now I'm curious to see what they're going to do.
And Jared Kelly has unlapped himself in that tussle there. So Jared Kelly's
Why not?
on the lead lap. Yeah.
And we do see that Joey Styres has difficulties to hold his line. He's touching up there in the line on the exit.
Yeah.
And I think Nick Mills has given this chance to go for it. Look at that.
Wonder, that's 20 laps on this stint right now. 24 laps to go now in the race.
Well, 24 to go, and look at this. How quick is that guy? Right behind him is Joey Styres, but is Joey Styres going to cut any closer? Because it looks like that Joey Styres has burned up his tires in the earlier part. And this is where Nick Mills comes on. He's just going to drive this home as fast as he can.
You're absolutely right. And Justin White, in Q3, he's closing the gap now. He's within 1 second of Joey Styres. So we have this lead pack now: Nick Mills, Joey Styres, Justin White. Then about 3 seconds back, David Medina running in P4, and then we've got behind them Doug Neal and Nate Moore running in 5 and 6.
I have to say, I'm really impressive of David Medina. He's always in the back, and always at the end, he comes back to the front.
Yeah.
That's just not luck anymore. That's just,
No.
he knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah, he keeps his nose clean. Just shows all sorts of patience. This time around there'll be 21 laps to go. Last 20 laps. Somehow he's just always in the mix. Absolutely.
And Joey Styres is desperate to hold on Nick Mills, because that's his only way to get rid of Justin White. But the moment it's not happening, they're all getting very much closer together.
Well,
How many laps do we have to go?
Half a second back now.
How many laps do we have to go, Peter?
This time around, when they cross start finish line, 20 laps to go.
20 laps to go. Is that enough for David Medina to come back to this group as well? Or are we going to see the winner from Justin White, Joey Styres and Nick Mills?
Boy, Nick Mills, Joey Styres, Justin White, they are now, they are nose to tail now.
All right, so who's your money on?
Boy, I kind of like how Nick Mills is driving right now, and isn't he due for a race win? He's been so strong all season.
Yeah, and he has many podium spots, but I will go for Justin White. I think Justin White has started a little bit earlier with his march back up to the front. And I do think that Joey Styres is really losing some valuable things, because he's hard defending right now against Justin White.
Looking further back, David Medina does seem to be having trouble making up ground here. And so the gap is actually increasing a little bit, about 4.5 seconds behind this lead pack of 3.
Yeah, it is really going to be one of these three. Nick Mills, Joey Styres and Justin White. The guys that are up front a lot of times. They make these races really interesting.
Well, it look like
Justin White, yeah.
Taking a look down below here on Joey Styres.
And he is door by door, but can't make it. And it's that exit that's really important. But we do see that Justin White is now taking it. Is he also keeping it in the next corner? That's important. And while we see that, we see Nick Mills going off.
Well, this is great for Nick Mills. to see Justin White and Joey Stires battling like that. It's really allowing Nick to create a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, but see what Joey Stires. Joey Stires has difficulties with those exits. He's really getting close to those walls and sometimes even kisses them.
Yep. That did give David Medina a chance to catch up a little bit on the gap, but still a good 4 seconds back.
Yeah, Nate Moore is on the 6th position. He's going to have difficult time to get passed by people.
Yeah, he could be working with David Brenner a little bit on that.
We see the gaps between the first 3 cars a little bit bigger. Nick Mills has taken a little bit of a lead on Joey Stires and Justin White.
15 laps.
15 laps, good that you mentioned that. 15 laps to go. And we have Nick Mills here on the front, and it looks like he doesn't want to give this up. He's going to run this till the end. And Justin White holds on. Did Justin White already burn up his tires while he was coming back to this group? I do think that that's the case with Joey Stires. He has really difficulties to hold on to this pack.
You get the feeling that Nick Mills is just managing the gap there. He doesn't want to burn up his tires, but he doesn't want to let Justin White get any closer either, and so he's just trying to maintain that roughly 1 second lap or so, 1 second gap or so, half-second gap.
Yeah, because it is all possible that we're going to get a yellow, and then everything is still to play for.
Yeah.
And then you get a lot of people back. But on the moment, Nick Mills and Justin White are really close together. Joey Stires is losing touch over here.
Looking a little further back, Tim, in positions 6 and 7, David Brenner and Nate Moore, they've been also just trading spots a little bit. David Brenner is ahead of Nate Moore right now, but they've been doing some hard racing back there, fighting for P6.
And what about Doug Neal, 5th position? He's not always up there, but if he's there, he has an awesome race.
Yeah, great race he's been running. And yeah, you're right, he's in a strong P6 right now, trying to chase down David Medina.
Yeah, and here we have the two, the pack of the front. We have Nick Mills and Justin White. And I think you're right, Nick Mills is not pushing it too much, but keeps that distance every time the same. Or maybe it's Justin White who is actually holding back on his tires. We'll have to ask them in the interview booth.
As they come around here, turns 3 and 4, and then cross start finish line, there'll be 10 laps to go in the race.
I'm not sure what they can do more. We do have some lapped cars, so Nick is passing him right over there, and Justin is following nicely. It's Kelly over there, and he's right in between them. That's going to be tricky now.
Yeah.
I hope he's not. He stays on the outside while Justin White can go on the inside. It's good to see because
earlier, that's the number 88 car, Jared Kelly, and that's a fast car. But it's good to see how respectful and clean. Everyone recognizes that this is the battle for the lead, and so it's good to see Jared facilitating that pass.
Yeah, because I think you're right. That is the pass of that is the everything to play for. We look here with David Medina, but he's not getting any closer. Joey Stires is losing every lap. So we're really looking here into Nick Mills and Justin White.
Yep.
Did one of them win this season? I can't remember. I know that Nick Mills was always very close.
Yeah, I don't think so. So this will be the first win of the season for one of these two drivers.
Awesome.
7 laps, eight laps to go.
8 laps to go, and we do see Justin White getting closer. So he is going to make sure that he's very close to Nick Mills, that at least he has an opportunity to go for it. Look at this, great to see that.
Yeah. 7 laps to go. Boy, Justin has really closed up the gap now, and you know, this could come down to who has the better tires, who managed their tires better in this stint. You know, they're 37 laps on this fuel run. They've got enough fuel to get to the end. It's really a matter of who's got more tire, I think.
So, how many laps do we have to go?
6 to go.
6 to go. In which position do you now want to be? In the Nick Mills or in the Justin White position?
Well, you know me, I always like having someone to chase, so I think I'd feel more comfortable being Justin White at this spot.
Oh, look at this, how close he is, how close he is. Is he going to make the move right over here? Is he going to go to the inside? Or is he going to wait? Is he really going to do it on that last lap? Because Justin is now, oh, look at that, he's really, he's there.
Let's go.
And he is on the inside. No! He hits just, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, that was very close.
Almost disaster there, but.
Well, almost. I do think that has done the race, because Nick Mills has lost a lot of speed, has gone into the wall over there.
Yeah.
And I think we know who the winner is over here, because this looks a lot. We see even Joey Styres coming back. We see David Medina.
4 laps to go.
Oh no, that's not David Medina. Now we have Joey Styres there. Sorry, how many to go? You were saying?
4 laps.
4 laps to go for Justin White. It's an awesome Simbox car. It's really looking good to take this victory home. That was a little slip with Nick Mills. Amazing again how Nick Mills hold that car.
But he lost all sorts of momentum. 3 laps to go.
Yeah, and Kevin Bullock, is that Cheeseman? Cheeseman is now passing him, and Joey Styres is getting really close as well. So that is still a lot of things to look for. Oh, and we see Nick Mills going again. What was wrong with Nick Mills?
Yeah, he touched the wall there, and again he lost now to Joey Styres. He's back up to P2. You wonder if there's some damage there, maybe some aero damage there.
Yeah, or what do you think about tires? Could it be that he overdriven his tires a little bit?
Yeah.
And that now Justin White. So who do you want to be now?
Yeah. I'd feel pretty good if I was Justin White right about now.
Yeah, no, me too. You have there a couple of people behind you, but they're all people who want to unlap themselves. Yeah. But you can see it's a big gap, and we see the white flag for Justin White. Of course. And we see Joey Styres right behind him, Nick Mills, then after that David Medina. All by himself. We have Doug Neal by himself trying to catch up with David Medina, but that's not going to work anymore in this last lap. It's going to be a simple victory for Justin White, where it really was about that one fight with Nick Mills. And I do think that we have a true winner over here, Justin White.
Fantastic
and
drive.
Here he goes over the finish line. You see David Medina coming in, Doug Neal, and here we go with David Brenner and Nate Moore. Awesome race. Awesome race. Completely different than last times. A little bit of a love tap from Joey Styres to Justin. Awesome work for Justin. Really glad that he won, and hope that he comes into our booth. But first, he needs to do a big celebration. He earned that one, so he will go to victory lane. And this will be great for the championship. I am really, really, really curious about the championship right now.
Absolutely, it's this is going to shake things up a little bit, and it's Joy Stars will definitely retain his season standing lead, it's that's a strong P2 finish actually for Joy.
It's very strong to finish, but also Nate Moore on that 7th position. Lost a little bit, but is celebrating over here with Justin White. Teammates, Simbox family. Awesome to see that they do that. I'm just so curious. Justin got to be cheering in his car right now. Well-deserved victory over here.
Yeah, he's really enjoying himself right there, right now.
He can't get enough of it.
I wanted
let
to pull
that
him
guy,
in the podcast booth, but I can't pull him away from those donuts there.
No, we don't want to stop that. I'm curious how much fuel he gassed for that one, but it seems that that was plenty of fuel. Yeah, he's going to make an interesting move on the championship. I'm looking forward to see the results coming in. We always know that the Puckett brothers are helping us in everywhere we can, and quick results is one of their main strategies. Justin White is thanking all the public, going that one time against the traffic. Do you think he's ever going to get out of that car, or is he just going to drive along for the rest of till the lights goes out?
Yeah, well, you can't blame him at all. While we're watching this, I want to see if I can pull in our P2 finisher Joy Stars here. Hold on a second. Joy, this is Peter Lee in the broadcast booth. You open to chatting?
Yeah, guys.
Joy, great drive, and tell us what was going through your minds there when there was 10 laps to go and you were sitting there in P3.
I really just thought I was going to just ride there in P3, take home a good points day, and then I saw Justin and Nick get together, and I thought, well, maybe I got a shot at the win, and that definitely came up short. And Nick had an awesome long-run car. I knew it on that first stint when I came in the pits. He passed me right before I pitted, and then he did on that last run, and Justin just kind of came out of nowhere, and he was just flat flying. Them guys were on rails.
Well, it looked like you were struggling a little bit with your tires right there at the end of the race. Is that what was going on, or what was happening to you there? Because you were definitely struggling to keep up with Nick there.
Yeah, I just burned him off too quick. I was trying to save early in that run, knowing Nick was going to stay with me, and he was probably about. Justin was just easing up on us, and I just tried to push it a little too hard there, and I just burned my tires off. Didn't have anything left for him.
Let me see if I can pull in Nick. We're waiting to pull in Justin. He's just enjoying himself out there right now. And
rightfully so.
We're going to let him do that. Nick Mills, this is Peter Lee. I'm here with Pim and Joy Stars in the broadcast booth. You open to chatting a little bit?
Well, don't worry. Otherwise, we just look at the Justin White show. He is still on track.
You guys got a copy?
Nick, are you there?
I do hear some voice in the lower background. Maybe if we can put some noise down.
Yeah, this is Nick.
Oh,
hey
Nick. Nick, congrats on a great drive and a P3 finish, and pretty thrilling there at the end. Tell us, what was that last 10 laps like for you?
Last 10 laps was stressful because I was in Discord with Justin, and I was kind of watching him. And prior to the green flag pit stops, I could see that he was catching me.
Yeah.
So that's the worst feeling ever. Like when you're catching the leader, but third place is catching you quicker than you're catching the leader.
Well, Tim and I were talking about that during the race, about who we who we'd rather be, you or Justin, and we all definitely wanted to be Justin.
Yeah, it helped me. I don't know if y'all noticed it or not, but when Justin and Joey got side by side, that really helped me.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and then when
Yeah,
he
we
caught
called that out. When they were going door to door, it really gave you a chance to create a gap there for sure.
yeah,
How were your tires there in that last into that last stint?
I ran them pretty hard. They're 58, 59 looks like now. But after the contact, um, my handling just went away, and I tagged the wall a couple times coming out of turn
Yeah.
2.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
tire wear hadn't been a problem, but I did run it a lot harder that last run.
Right. And we do now have Justin White, our race winner, in the broadcast booth. Justin, this is Peter Lee with Pim, and we also have Nick Mills and Joy Stars in the booth. We were waiting to pull you in, just letting you enjoy yourself out there on the track before pulling you in. Congrats.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I was going back and watching here between me and the 46. It looks like I may have had a little contact, but there's some space between us too. But I may have got into a little bit. Definitely not the way I wanted to race it right there towards the end.
Well, it was really, just so exciting to watch. That last 10 laps or so was just really thrilling. What was going through your mind in that last 10 laps?
My heart beat in my ears, ironically. I was focused in. I didn't even really hear any of my teammates talking to me. I just heard thump, 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 mostly just trying to focus on running my line and getting through 3 and 4 there. 4 is really, that banking kind of really messes you up and can send you up if you don't hit it right every time and kind of break your way into it. Otherwise, it'll wash you up the track and burn your tires up quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin, I want to congratulate you. Pim here. I want to congratulate you and thank you because you were worth my money. My money was on you. If you didn't have that incident, that small touch, wouldn't you still have passed him? Because it looked like you were waiting for the last moment to actually get an attack on going on. What's your story about that?
Yeah, I was just kind of riding behind him, letting my tires kind of cool off a little bit, and I was going to give him another run in a lap or two before, after this incident. But then I got the run and I just took it. Your winners usually take that chance whenever they can because if that door closes and you watch the guy walk away from you, you kind of kick yourself. So when that door opens, if you don't, try to at least stick your nose there or at least try to take it, you'll kick yourself. So.
No, excellent job, and I'm really happy to see you as a winner. So great job, and a nice celebration. I'm not sure how much fuel you had, but that was the longest celebration we had in this season.
Yes, sir. I think I had another 5 or 6 laps in the tank, so I was definitely good on fuel.
So, Nick, this is, you've been on the podium now a couple times and just really running up at the top. And so, part of the discussion that Pim and I were having during the closing laps of the race was when you're due for a race win, you've got to be feeling pretty good, though, about how you've been finishing these races.
Yeah, things are improving. It's this league, it's tough. We have some fast guys in here, but then the tire limits really play in the strategy, and it's all about how long can you push that first set of tires.
Right.
I think with the long green flag runs and no late caution, I think probably all the top 5 had an extra set in the bank if we needed it. But
yeah,
the main thing is keeping your car clean in the first half of the race. That way you can make a run towards the end.
Yep.
There's nothing more frustrating. Like the Vegas race, I finished, I don't know, top 5 area, but my car had damage, and I felt like if my car wasn't damaged then I could have contended for a podium there.
Right. Yep. Well, it seems like you're due for a race win at some point here, where we've been seeing you kind of at the top of the field there. And Joey, for you, I think that with that strong finish and P2, you're going to maintain your lead, maybe even stretch your lead a little bit in the season standings. Is that something that's on your mind when you're racing now?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot more lately here. Just want to have good, clean, consistent runs. Try to be in the top 5 or, as close to the top 5 as I possibly can. And I've been real fortunate these several races I've ran here to just stay in the top 5 and keep it kind of consistent. So that's pretty much the play here, and hopefully keep it clean.
Yeah. It looks to us in the broadcast booth, Joey, like you really tried to put pressure on the rest of the field to think about pitting under green. The way that you try to stretch out a lead when you get a lead. Is that true, or what's your thought process there when you get a race lead?
Yeah, give us all your tactics.
Well, it really just depends how I'm running. If I'm running away from the field, I like to stay out as long as I can, so I have those fresher tires when everybody else goes and gets theirs. I'm running some good laps. I could stay out a couple extra laps and have fresher tires than them when it cycles through. But yeah, that last run there, I had to pit early, just try to flip the script. I knew Nick was going to pass me, so he ended up getting around me, and I pitted right away just so I could kind of flip it. And we did there coming out of the pits, and it didn't last too long because he got me back for sure.
Yeah.
And he pulled me down pit road quicker than I wanted to go too. But I don't know how much NASCAR you watch in your life, but here in that race, new tires were about 2 seconds a lap quicker.
Yeah.
So if I didn't pit right then, I would have been giving up 2 seconds a lap on him, and you just can't get that back.
Right. Yeah, we saw that because there was that point when you all
John Hoplin and
Yeah.
Jared Kelly did that a little bit. Had a different strategy and could have worked. It was nice to see them up front, but eventually you guys made the better part of that.
Yeah. So Justin, at what point in the race did you realize that you were in contention for a race win? When did that hit you?
After that first almost full run we got on fuel there, and then we pitted. I knew that I was running those guys down. I think I pulled within 2 seconds of them before we started to pit, and I knew that if I could maintain that gap on pit road, that I would run them back down again. So I knew I had to push a little bit harder at the beginning of the run to just maintain that 2 second gap. And when I realized I was going to do that, I just kind of sit back and let those two guys race it out and pass each other and burn their stuff up. And then at that point, that's when I knew I was either going to be up towards the front battling for second or the win, one or the other.
Right.
I knew I was in trouble when I came off pit road and he closed the gap so much there. See, I blew the entrance to turn 3 on my lap of pitting. I was going to try to push it out a lap or two further, but when I blew the entrance to 3, I knew I had to pit right then.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, Pim, I think you were right because we were trying to guess who was managing the gap on whom. And, I was guessing that it was Nick managing the gap to Justin, and I think Pim thought it might have been the other way around.
Yeah,
Probably
Peter,
a little bit of... Huh?
Peter, you can say that one more time. Yeah, I was right. I get this game now. Justin, I saw it all the way long. You had a great tactic up here. I'm really happy. I'm stoked that you got finally what you deserved. We've seen that many races, and it's great to see you up here. But Nick, probably in the next race, you got to be up there because you're now up for first position.
It'd be nice to get a win. Like I said, it's tough. There's some fast guys in the group, but I'm working on saving tires and being smooth, and I'm improving on it.
Yeah, well, you gave us an awesome race. I want to thank you guys very much. Do we have any shout-outs for you guys?
Shout out to the guys that put on the league, and then all the Simbox guys that, I don't drive a Simbox car, but I hang out in their Discord, and thank you to them for letting me hang out and putting up with me.
All right. Thank you.
Joey, what about you?
Yeah, I want to give a huge shout out to Justin. These are the best wins when you're running third and kind of driving back up through the field late in a race. I mean, those wins are liquid gold. I mean, they're way better than dominating an entire race. I mean, those are just the best. And yeah, I'd like to shout out the guys over at Rev Racing. Ryan, he ran a decent race today. I mean, I wish he could have ran all the laps, but of course, he seemed to fall off somewhere. I'm not quite sure if he ended up in a wreck or he just pulled off, or I know he was out kind of late last night. So Keith, Mike, Rhino, Matt, friends and family back in Mackinac watching. Justice Wyman, Macy Mitchell. I know you guys are watching. Thanks. The Flynn family, if you guys are watching, thank you. My sponsors, Monster Energy, UESM, and Chevy. The Puckett brothers for putting on these awesome races, and to, of course, you, Pim, and Peter for these awesome broadcasts. I can't wait to go back and watch. You guys do an awesome job.
Thank you very much. Awesome. Well, if you hear this, then we're going to have an extra 50 viewers with all your fans up here. Looking forward to the championship, because we are getting really close. So that's going to be exciting to hear. Great to see that.
Yeah, and so Justin, the biggest congratulations, and maybe last word for you, our race winner. Any final words from you? Any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to the league organizers. I know that what they do sometimes is a thankless job. They got to deal with a lot of people with their prima donna attitudes at the end of the race, middle of the race, things like that. You know, they get a little upset because it's racing. You're competing against others, so when you feel like you've been wrongly cited, it kind of frustrates you. But appreciate those guys dealing with all of us. Of course, my Simbox guys, Nate, Doug and his Simbox accessories that he's got they help me put together for my rig, and then of course Sticky for always reminding us to keep it in second gear when we come to the restarts. And thank you guys for broadcasting on a Sunday morning and bringing the action so everybody can watch it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Peter, you always have the last words. Any thoughts about this race or the championship that you want to shout out?
Well, I think, Pim, we really have to congratulate all these drivers. I think you and I were a little worried the way the race started, that maybe we were in for kind of a messy race. And I'm sure there are some tempers that flared the first part of this race, but man, it ended up being clean and fast and exciting at the end. So just just congratulations to everyone. And, to Justin, first time this season race winner, not only winning the race, but I guess winning the prize for the most post-race donuts of the season.
Yeah, definitely. We have something to see if we can beat that next time. I am curious if Chris Smorrell is coming back as well, because he is still has many opportunities to win as well. It's going to be an exciting last three races. So looking forward to that. I want to thank everybody who is watching. If you have any feedback or any things that you want to see next time, please let us know. We really enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.